What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We're out here early morning fish out in the yak. Got a crawler bait, frog, Texas rig jig. We're gonna do some power fishing and have some fun. Wanted to get out here early and test out the new lights. Got the nav system going. Check it out. That's pretty sick. Put a lot of time into the kayak. Really excited that we're out here. Let's have some fun, guys. There's a spot right up here that we're about to hit. I'm gonna throw this crawler bait. Maybe this frog. It's getting pretty light out pretty quick. Was playing around with the camera a little too long, grabbing some footage. And the sun creeped up on us. Let's get out here. Good old Pratt. 1.5 feet, guys. What in the world? This trolling motor is just chewing the grass. It's just chewing. I told myself today was just going to be a frog and jig or Texas rig day, guys, but as you can see, we've got 6 rods. Went from 2 to 6 in a hurry. What in the world? Where's that crawler bait? There it is. The pompadour, got her in bone. Haven't thrown this bait. Last time I threw it was in the Grand. Alright guys, I'm thinking that since the water's so shallow, this crawler bait might be just a little bit too much vibration for these fish, so we're gonna switch over real quick. Since we're right here, I'm about to throw this Texas rig, but we're probably about to throw this frog for quite a bit. Okay, our frog, guys. Ooh, got him. Got him, guys. Oh, I think. Oh, just pulling the kayak. This is just pulling the kayak, guys. This isn't fish. Oh. Fudge. Fudge-a-rooney. Alright guys, I'm convinced that these fish are gonna hit the topwater outside of the frog. So we're about to switch out this crawler bait for this walking bait right here. This is one of my favorites. This is the Mega Bass Pop Max. There it is. Oh, back to our roots. Felt that drag, baby. That's fun. It's a dink. That guy's easy. Easy does it. Little slender guy. These fish are dinks. Just hold it up by the bait. That Pop Max in the bottom of the face. Nice little fish, guys. Little largemouth. It's got a Pop Max half-ounce bait, nice walking bait. Flares under here, pop a lot of water, suck on through, and then burst out the backside. Love it. Got a little feathered treble. Yeah, might be worth changing out the hooks. That's up to you though. Quick snap just for being more efficient. There's one, guys. Nice fish. These fish are all slender, guys. Another little tiny largemouth on the Pop Max. It's a nice little fish. These fish are just so green. I love it. That's why I love coming here. Just the colors on these fish, guys. They're just beautiful. Like I said, got the Pop Max on the side of the face. This is one of my favorite colors. Just such a great bait. You can pop it, you can walk it. Definitely a good one to try. Even if you're bank fishing, just a good bait. Tiny little largemouth though. Let's see if we can find a couple more. I really want to try to get to the other end of the lake here early, but let's see if I can get one or two more just hiding out here. There's one, guys. That fish took it. Oh my gosh. The bait is almost the size of the fish. Oh, dinker, guys. Look at the way this fish hit the bait. Just brutal. Right in the mouth. Took it in the back and then hooked on those front trebles. It's important to have. Look at that, guys. This fish is a dink. This lure is about half the size of the fish. If you can see that. Holy moly, about half the size of the fish. It's important to have the sharp front trebles, guys. Tiny little dinker. How small this fish is, guys. That is insane. All right, guys, so we found the deepest point of the lake so far, 8 feet. We're sitting in about 6 right now, but we found an 8-foot spot. Just pays off to keep moving around. Really hard to get around because there's just grass all the way up to the surface, so the trolling motor doesn't fare very well for too long. So we've been using the paddle to get around most places. But yeah, right now, sitting in about 6 feet, gonna switch to this Texas rig and try and get down to the bottom and see if we can find some fish just tucked up in the grass. Topwater's still killing it. We're going to transition back to that in a little bit. But yeah, wanted to just check in and say we found another spot and we marked it and made sure to keep this one in our back pocket. I'm gonna come back out here later this fall when all of this just kind of goes away, and then just dedicate an entire day to just scouting and charting the lake. Not sure if I'll do a video on that, TBD. Let me know in the comments if that's something you would be interested in. Not sure what I'll be doing. Might do a little bit of fishing, but I'm really just gonna chart the lake. But let's get back into it. I'll throw this Texas rig. All right, back on the Texas rig. Already got a couple bites on this today on the other end. I've been kind of staying over there just because it looks so froggy. I'm just a sucker for the frog, but when the topwater gets going, I can't stop. Texas rigs aren't really my favorite, but they get it done. Let's see if we can find something under here. There's one, guys. Oh, just took that ring. That's a fish. Oh, open up. Oh. Heck yeah, guys. That fish took it on the fall. That's probably the biggest fish of the day. One of them anyway. Texas rig. Good fish. Fish absolutely murdered it, guys, on the fall. Just at 3-ounce weight. Snell knot. You got the cover craw. Gorgeous little fish. Like I said, these fish just got a lot of good color. Sitting still about 9 feet now. Deepest point of the lake. Really good spot. Fish are getting it on the fall, guys. I just saw this thing not start sinking. Another nice little largemouth. Sitting here in about 9. Getting a lot of good pings on them. Still trying to see, this definitely got to be a pike in here somewhere. I'm anxious to see that. Cover craw again. It's literally on the fall. This one just held it. Just working it with the Texas rig today. Another great fish, guys. That cover craw right in the top. All right, beautiful fish, guys. We're on them. They're really digging this cover craw. Just dropping it down. They're catching it. They're getting it on the fall. This one just held it. And I swung. Good fish. Cover craw. Boom. Oh, woo! That was a smoke. Buster. Oh. Bait's gone. All right, guys, before we re-rig, let's take a look at this snell knot. You rig through the eyelet here and onto the shank itself. I'm typically running a Palomar knot on most rigs, sometimes a uni knot, but most of the time it's a Palomar knot. But for heavy cover fishing, I'm using a snell knot and a straight shank hook. This is a heavy cover hook, little keeper on the back, it's really nice. And then whatever weight you're using, usually heavier weights. I'm using 3/8 today. I probably should be using a half in most areas. Probably should have another rig set up just to punch the big mats, maybe 3/4 ounce. But this 3/8 ounce has been doing just fine. But the beauty of this hook, or the knot anyway, is when your weight comes down and you set the hook, it just naturally sets itself into position. You're gonna hit these fish in the roof of the mouth because you're usually fishing primarily vertical over them. So when you set, you want to just put it right into the top of their mouth, and this snell knot is what gets it done. So consider using a snell knot when you're fishing heavy cover, whatever weight you're using, and then a couple stoppers. Straight shank hook. All right, cool. All right, let's get another bait. While we're here, I'll give you a chance to pull out a couple of these new bags I'm using. I'm using the Buzzbee terminal box and a couple other rigs. Let's pull out this quick cube right here. This is what I'm using for my soft plastics. Super nice. Just put in a freaking craft carrier amount of baits. I got the Buzzbee quick cube medium right here. Got a mess of baits. Let's take a look. I'm probably gonna keep throwing this cover craw since they're smashing it. I'm gonna pull out the spicy beaver as well. It gets a little floppy, but it's totally manageable. Sweet. Nice. I want to throw the cover craw still, smoking them, or switch up to this Reaction Innovations spicy beaver. Oh, tough. Let's stick with the cover craw, guys, because we know that it's been smashing. By Jacko 4-inch cover craw. This is green pumpkin candy. Love this looking bait. Green pumpkin with the green and purple speck, purple flake. Like I said, doesn't have a bunch of wild appendages. This is more of a traditional beaver style bait. The spicy beaver doesn't have many appendages as well. But when I'm fishing heavy cover, I really don't want a bunch of legs grabbing up on the cover, getting stuck. Really nice, real thick. Got a nice beefy profile. Slip right in there. Slip between the cheeks of the cover. Cool. All right, let's hook this thing up. All right, so I'm just gonna figure out how much I need. Just want to go through about a sliver of the bait here. Let's get it right. Boom. Bring it around town. Slip her in there. Now it's got a little keeper to sit itself on. Boom. Before I go any further, let's throw one of these on. This is a little tip. I'll show you. Another Buzzbee bag that I'm using, guys, the little fast flats. I'm really gonna be throwing some A-rigs in here. I see guys putting spinner baits, carries a ton of spinner baits. I really like the crate for that, but we're gonna be throwing A-rigs in here. Yeah, let's throw these Harmony fish, and today they're just terminal stuff. These bait pegs, this is money. Let's look at this little trick. The size hook, this one's probably calling for the larger size, the size 2 I think it is. But I like to undersize it because you get so many. And I feel like it stays, the undersized one stays tighter. All right, rigged up. Let me throw the Harmony. Those bait pegs, see that bait peg down there? Just gonna push that back up. You see how it's like holding my bait up. Really nice. And then when the fish bites, still gonna get that easy penetration. It's gonna be nice. Still gonna be able to push down just fine. Cool. Yeah. I'll dive into these bad boys later, but these Buzzbees, They got some really good reviews, got some rough reviews. I've got my opinions. I'm still forming all of it. Just got these in a little bit ago. I'll keep playing. Come up with my likes, my dislikes, and we'll go from there. All right, guys, let's keep fishing. There he is. That's one, guys. Queued that one up. Another fish on the Texas craw, baby. Guys, I'm out here charging batteries for y'all so we can extend the trip. Running out of juice, but we got the USB in the back for charging, whatever. Got a USB up front. Well, it's not a USB, but it's a SAE. Got a dongle to charge up. All right, guys, you can see we're sitting at about 3 feet right now, but let me zoom right in where I'm marking. Let's back up so I can show you. Boom. Right here. Found this 8-foot area, about 6 foot around it, but everywhere else is about 3 feet. Marked very little of the lake, not marking it properly at all. Probably should be doing a little bit of a zigzag. Look, can't really do that with all the weeds everywhere, so we'll be back out here in the fall to do this properly, but that is nice to see. Found that one spot real quick. Deepest I've seen is 9, but we were only in it for like a second, so I'm gonna say 8. Cool. There's no fish in that. Oh, there goes my bait. Alright, moving on to the spicy beaver, guys. This is another great bait. This one's in payback. That's the color. Perfect. Lost my bait, now I'm gonna give him payback. Same old story. Through the bait, through the head. This bait is meant for it. That's the story right there. Looking good looking color. All right, guys, this is a pretty good place to wrap it up. We're gonna do a little bit more fishing before we go. Before we do, I wanted to talk about these rods that I'm throwing real quick. Been throwing 3 rods essentially today. Only caught 2 rods caught fish anyway. The frog was getting some blow-ups, but I think I was on the wrong color. I'll just start with the frog just to make it quick. We're throwing it on a heavy action rod, guys. I've got it on a 7.3 heavy, extra fast St. Croix Victory. This is essentially a jig rod, but I feel like this walks frogs really well. I'm throwing the Kayak S2 with the blade on the black. This is a 1/2 ounce bait. I've been throwing this a little bit too much. I need to get different colorway on here, different flavor. I could see these fish were blowing up on it. They were either too small to engulf it, which most of the time that could have been it. But I think just the color wasn't right. They weren't fully committing. They were slashing at it, they were ripping at the back, and they were popping up on it rather than just swallowing it in. So I think I should have thrown something with more of a white belly, or maybe a blue belly, more like this Pop Max here. Anyway, Kayak S2, the other day I was experimenting with this versus the regular, and one thing, I'll dive into it later, but one thing I've noticed is these S2s are a little bit softer than the regular Kayak, and I love that. The Kayak is just, it's kind of hard, but it's small enough that they usually engulf it, so you're okay. But this S2, they must have changed the technology a bit. This is just a little bit softer than the original. Anyway, back to the rod. 7.3 heavy extra fast Victory St. Croix, and I'm throwing on a Bantam MGL. This is a beast. Got it on the high gear, 7-to-1 ratio, so I can pick up some slack line real quick. No need to dive too much into that. You guys know frog reels, 50-pound braid, straight braid. I feel like that's all I need out here. If I was really trying to do some heavy mat fishing, I'd probably want to come out here with 60 or 80-pound braid and then up into like a big mat frog, maybe the Matt Allen or the Little Allen, the big guy. Throw that. That would have been fun. But yeah, 7.3 extra fast frog rod. All right, we'll talk about this jerkbait rod, I should say, next. This is the topwater rod I was using, throwing that Pop Max. This is my favorite topwater of all time, 1/2 ounce. I've got a video on this where I kind of dive deep depth. It's a super old one, but if you're interested in checking it out, feel free. Yeah, Pop Max, love this bait. Love it from the bank. It's a great bank bait. It's premium, comes in at 20 bucks, but once you guys are on the water, especially if you guys are on the water, you're not often losing topwater baits unless you get hung up underwater and somehow you can't get it. Most of the time you're gonna be able to get topwater back. Throwing on the Harmony Stealth Clip. Love this. This is the smaller size. There's 2 sizes. Really like that for just quick change of the baits, and I've never had any issues with the bait or the fish not wanting to commit, and I've never had a fish break off this clip, guys. So don't worry. I actually like it because it has a little bit of space in there, so when you walk it, it gives the Pop Max a little bit of an extra swing. So it just really gets a lot of lateral movement without moving too forward in the water column. Pop Max is also a really good popper. It's really what it's designed to be. I don't throw it as often as a popper. Maybe I do early in the morning. I just kind of give it a couple twitches, but I'm really looking to walk this thing, guys. But if you guys are looking more of a finessey topwater that you're not walking, still think about the Pop Max. It's a beast. Definitely a great popper bait. And I'm throwing on the Chronarch MGL. This is the 150 XG, super fast, high gear ratio, so I can pick up that slack line because I'm walking this on slack line, guys. The reason I really want to talk about this rod anyway is because it's a jerkbait rod. This is the Orochi. This is a jerkbait special. It's really meant to be throwing jerk baits, but it's really great for topwater. I really prefer a jerkbait rod just because of the butt section. Much shorter butt section than, say, like this Texas rig rod, guys. This is much shorter. Same with like your flipping sticks, just spinnerbait rods while you're throwing. Just the butt sections are typically a little bit longer. This fits perfectly right here in my forearm. So I can just walk this bait really easily. No problems with it at all. Just really like the butt section, just makes it an easier to walk, just not less stress on the wrist, less stress on the arm over time. And then the Chronarch MGL here is just, the profile is it's such a low profile. This is a 150 size, but the profile is just so low that I can just palm this reel really well. It's one of my favorite reels. I think it's one of the best bangs for the buck from Shimano. Chronarch MGL, guys, yeah, I'll say it. It's super underrated. Check it out if you're not thinking about it. It's right in that 240 wheelhouse, so you're getting a premium reel for not the super high-end price point. Just consider it. One of the best releases, I think, too, is a nice, like a soft, rubberized construction here. Just really fits the thumb well. Other than that, it's just really good. Really great to palm, and it's really lightweight. Great setup for the Pop Max. Last but not least, let's talk about this Texas rig rod. I was throwing this the other day at Ionia. This is the 7.5 Braillist Levante from Megabass. This is their jig rod. This is Texas rig jig rod. It's not really meant to be a big punch rod, but I think it's been handling really well. Last week I was throwing, or a few weeks ago anyway, I was throwing a swim jig on it. I've been considering it a contact rod. The swim jig fared really well. I feel like this just relays information really well to my hand. So I wanted to come out here and throw it what it's meant to do and throw a Texas rig. Got it on a 3/8 ounce head, and right now I'm throwing the spicy beaver from Reaction Innovations, and on this heavy cover hook with a snell knot. Was throwing the cover crawl for most of the day. This thing has been money, guys. Pick up 4-inch cover crawl. This is a great punching bait. It just slips through the cover well. And then the spicy beaver, this needs no introduction. That's a great bait. Colored in Payback for the beaver, and then I said it earlier, but what was the cover again? on this guy. Green pumpkin candy, that sounds money. Money back to the rod, 7.5 brailless, 3/8 to 1 ounce. I'm sitting at a little bit under a ½ ounce, I would say, maybe right up about there with the setup. I just like this rod because the tip has quite a bit of give, so I can hop it through the grass really easily. And then it just shuts off really early, so I have a lot of power, a lot of torque to get them out of there. Definitely consider it. It's not a dedicated jig rod. I mean, Megabass has all sorts of rods that are just really specialized to a technique, but I think you can just be open to trying other baits with it. Don't feel like you can't throw anything else. Like I said, a swim jig was just working really well. I mean, it's a jig, so it falls into there, but I'd consider throwing a spinnerbait on it. Might not be the best for a spinnerbait, depending on what you like out of a spinnerbait, but it would work. Throw underspin on it, all sorts of things. But yeah, got on a Metanium. Don't really need to talk about it. This is Metanium MGL, and it's just a dream to fish, guys. This reel is so much fun. I put it through the ringer. I probably use this thing for a few techniques guys wouldn't use a reel of this caliber for. But I didn't want to baby my equipment. I want to see what it can do. But it pitches really well, and it's just really lightweight. Yeah, really fun to fish, guys. And yeah, Texas rig rod from Levante. From Megabass, not Levante. Sneak peek, we have a whip snake on back order. It says it's supposed to ship in December, so I'm gonna get a Levante whip snake. Super finessey rod and see how I like. I wanted to try it out just because I really like the Levante series, but for some reason the spinning rods in Levante just weren't really doing it for me. But I just was like, I'm gonna pull the trigger and try it out, and the whip snake is what I've been looking for. So we'll be looking for that soon, so stay tuned. All right, guys, we're gonna go fish for just a little bit more and then wrap it up. I wanna get 1 or 2 more fish before we go. Let's see if we can do it. But we're gonna start heading back to the launch. With the headband on, you got the cool headband. Keeps your head cool. Trying it out for the first time. We'll see. We'll see. There he is. Oh, that's a good fish. He didn't like that. He did not like that. That's a good fish, guys. He is not happy with being caught like that. He was like, you son of a... Chick-fil-A's not supposed to be open on Sunday. Nice. Oh, spicy beaver in the mouth, guys. It's a good fish. Yeah. Great little fish. Oh, largemouth. Right in the top of the mouth, just where we need it to be. Caught it on the fall, easy. Oh, it's money. Money, guys. Nice little fish. Texas rig, that spicy beaver. It's gas. Texas rig bait, guys, just right up into the shade cover. That's where he was hiding. Nice fish. All right, guys, that's it for me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I had a ton of fun with the Texas rig today. We just found our home there, dialed it in. Topwater Pop Max was killing it too. If you can't find a fish, throw that. You're gonna catch one. And then the nav lights and the interior lights, man, that was awesome. It was just great to see all that come together. Look forward to doing some new things with the kayak. Drop a comment down below what upgrade I should do next. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.